Good afternoon, and welcome to DieDragonDie Presents the Demonwatch Campaign, Episode 7. I'm your DM and host, Marty. I'm joined by Ahmed and Adam, who are playing all of the characters. Yay! So this is our second game this week. We had a short game last game. The highlight of that game, I don't know. Let's ask Ahmed what the highlight was.
Hey guys, I just brought my milk and cookies.
What was the highlight of last game, Ahmed?
Highlight of last game. I think the highlight of last game was meeting Adam's character, and then going to find out that a lot of the greater demons still exist in this land. Or not a lot, some.
Yep.
And we found the blind dude's home, or his library.
Cool.
Huh? Not bad, eh?
Not
and
too
then
bad.
that unicorn came out of the sky. Well, there's also that flying elephant, flying whale, and the invisible wizard.
There was a flying whale.
There was actually a flying whale. No unicorn, though.
And people think he is crazy, but I'm not crazy, I tell you.
All right, so why don't we just do a quick character introduction for those that haven't joined us before. Ahmed is playing Eldon Burrows, who is a... Why am I getting...
Awesome character.
Turn off notifications. I don't even watch football.
He's a halfling knight that doesn't care how small he is. He's the man. Tells people what to do. Makes sure people don't panic during a fight. And can hit anything from anywhere with his slang.
All right.
He's a paladin. I fucking blanked.
He's a paladin ranger.
I'm a paladin ranger. Thank you. Good God.
Welcome.
Got it. Then we've also got Lan Halfhorn, who is a mongrelman. They are descended from the people that fought in the first crusade against the demons, and apparently their children were all misshapen and misformed, or malformed, and they ended up dwelling deep beneath the sewers and streets of Valderis. Land they encountered when the party got accidentally fell into the undercity or the underrealm, and he's a rogue monk who for some reason is just amazing with reach weapons, specifically demon spears, and has a single horn that he uses to ram people. And he's been very effective. Everyone in the party thinks he's like level 10, when he's like level 3 or something. This guy's awesome. So there's Eldon, and then there's Lan. We're because we've only got 2 people for this side campaign. Our main game is on Saturdays, usually for Legends. Where we have a full party of people. The side campaign only has 2 players, so I let them each create 2 characters. Or each run 2 characters. We've got Adam's characters, who are Phi and Venteran.
Yes, Venteran. Phi is a out-of-the-box genius who doesn't quite get along with society. He's an elf who likes art and painting. He's a tattooist. He's an alchemist, and I guess he's a wizard, if not by certification, but by innate ability. He didn't pass his school. Who sort of fell into this problem?
He's an arcane college dropout, is what you're saying.
Yes. He's also he's also a pacifist, and being an alchemist, that's really a bad mix.
Yeah, well, it didn't. Yeah, we've already had issues with that.
Alchemists don't smack people; they drop napalm.
Well, but if you're,
it's been interesting, and will continue to be interesting to watch. It's
an interesting way, yes,
or whether or not he snaps.
He's currently trying to grapple with the concept of people choosing to do evil things. He actually didn't think people would actually choose to do evil things. He didn't believe that was something that people could do, because they could look at it and go, evil's bad on all fronts, so why would you do evil? Because it's bad. It's bad for the future. It's bad for now.
And Eldon,
there's no gain.
Eldon praises you praises you on being able to kill so quickly and easily,
Yeah, it's no good.
which is so awesome.
which is sort of like, it's awesome in that he's being praised for that, but it's also coming from a paladin who is at war, like Eldon.
The war paladin.
He's a war paladin basically, and then we've got Venteran, who's a different sort of paladin.
Venteran is a paladin fighter of dragon blood descent, who is of the sort of the noble protectorate of this realm. He was a guard for the leader, the high sovereign of this place, who kind of, well, typically when you take the head off something, you consider it dead. So we're not confirmed that she's dead, but the head fell off, so we assume that without the head, that the Dragon Lord of this land is no more.
Let's just say his career as a bodyguard means he's a free agent right now.
Yeah.
So he is on the streets amongst the regular people and trying to make sense and find a way to both avenge his own failings and bring order to the pure chaos, right? Trying to find a way forward is currently where he's at.
If I can, he's also a dragon.
Dragonborn, yeah.
And dragons are considered to be gods, kind of. So
Yeah.
just wanted to add that little piece in.
All right, then we've got. Speaking of gods, we've got Icon. Icon is an oracle from a very, very sort of insular religious place. He claims that his homeland actually is like on the surface of the sun, or a sun somewhere. There's this grand sun temple, and his coming was foretold, or so he says to the party. He's an Azamar oracle sorcerer. He's like the ultimate healer. He's following the party around because they seem to be doing good.
He sang a hymn, and his own name is in the hymn.
His own name is in the religious hymns that he sings.
Yeah, he sometimes refers to himself as a third party. Icon will heal you.
Right.
Yeah.
Half the time the blessings are coming from him as opposed to his god. So he's the party. The party seems to not know what to make of Icon at this point in time.
He's got it pretty nailed down, but he hasn't told people the trick yet. So.
Yep. All right. So why don't we do a quick recap of what happened last game?
Cookies and milk, guys. That's the secret dinner.
Ventarin, a sovereign-born knight, joins the Crusaders while they battle their way through the ruined streets of southern Valderis. While most of the greater demonic host has left, there are still some that remain. That and someone or something is planting evil ideas in the minds and hearts of the survivors and Crusaders alike. In particular, well, because you've only explored this area, in the region of southern Valderis. You heard a name last game where they called someone the Owl.
The owl, that's it. The old
The owl, I think the wise owl or the mighty owl was said a few times.
I'm going to give you guys a knowledge religion or a knowledge local to see if you know of any people pre-Terran's Down, pre-attack on the town that might have been named the Owl or called
33 for whichever one you want it to be.
What's a 33, man? Holy shit.
Not even going to...
He's got a big throbby brain. Look at that mini. Look at the size of the brain cavity.
These guys are
just
third
look
level.
It's throbbing.
These guys are third level, just
Right.
FYI.
I know everything. So give me a second. So you talk with the wizards. You talk with the people here. I'll let you guys do a combined aid roll. So the old men help you out. They give you a +2.
Yay. So 35. And Ventarin knows some things about religion. He gives a +2.
Okay.
Oh, religion?
There was a woman who lived in the city. Now it's a city of 15,000 people, so it could or could not. Like, there's a chance it might not be her, or that two people have the same nickname, that sort of thing. But there is a woman in the city who is called Vizerda the Owl. She was a wizened old woman with wispy hair. She, like a middle-class merchant's daughter or something like that. But she had the power to she's believed to be a seer.
Okay.
Okay. Like an oracle.
And she worked with crusaders, and you're pretty sure that she had crusaders go into the world wound multiple times. She would buy up samples of plants, tainted earth, demon bones, etc., and would then cleanse them or seek to understand them. In fact, one old man said that she's been to the library several times before.
What does Hadrian think of her?
Hadrian just comes to the
over?
conclusion that she's not officially part of any of the organizations that he knows, and
Hadrian's an inquisitor, by the way.
he would have to check the watch list. Apparently, there's a list of suspicious.
It's kind of, she sounds suspicious to me.
Exactly. Yep.
There's a +4 from my character.
So she takes
Excuse me.
basically stuff, and she's kind of like a quest giver for crusaders, at least the rogue ones.
Someone like that would have wealth, wouldn't they? Says Eldon.
Just because she's learned, says one of the old men. Yes, but she didn't visit the librarian quite often.
If she was so interested in the abyss, wouldn't she want? Maybe she did when she was younger. Although you've got a lot of beard. She's a human, yes.
It's too bad that many of our records were destroyed. We could have had a look at what it is that she was researching when she was here.
There should be some form of magic to bring them back. There's a lot of books.
I was considering using Kruger to sniff her out. But we need a piece of her, something she owned, her hair, something.
I would be very cautious in confronting a woman like this unless you had proof. She is no neophyte when it comes to casting divine spells. I'm starting to piece together that she's an oracle.
She's the one that caused those virgins to die by the blade of those crusaders.
I would keep an eye on your dog. People are hungry out there.
Kruger is a medium-sized dog.
Otis says, No one's gonna eat good old Kruger here, who's been fucking for days driving him around or riding him around.
Yeah, Otis broke his leg, and the dog's been carrying him around.
Yep.
People have been doing
Doggy.
worse. There's a madness in the air.
And that's why we're gonna stop it. Isn't that right, Sovereign?
We just have to pick our way through that shallow ravine, says Bortha. And then we could return Otis and myself back home. We've got the
It's
wizard
fine.
where he wants to be. Where? I don't think this place is safe, says Sister Grace. Yes, I know. For now, it is the safest place. But we should move on from here. Let the light shine in different places.
I'm fairly certain that we should take a look at the jumbles. I mean, if we don't look at the jumbles, and this woman keeps telling the ignoramuses of the crusade to do stupid things, and they keep agreeing to do said stupid things, then that's bad. That's not good. So if she's telling people to stab priests and priestesses as some form of protection against demons,
She's either lost her mind or she is evil.
In either case, she's causing damage and hurting people.
There's lots of people in the jumbles, mister.
She will have
Yes.
magic on her. You'd be able to find her if you just move around detecting magic. And I can move around
Potentially.
detecting evil.
Potentially, but
Combine both and-
if we don't know. She might not be evil. She might just be insane.
In either case, combining those two together, we might be able to find something.
There's also another less than
You don't want to cross
savory
the Lord
thought.
of the Jumble.
Who's that?
I forget his name, but he's a dark man.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Knowledge local.
and he's got some scary followers. The Butcher, the Flenser, and the Jester.
From the sound of the names, I would say they're not.
This sound. I don't. I'm pretty good with the names. I keep up, even though you do breed a little bit like rabbits. I don't recognize those names in particular. This is probably titles. You're moving very quickly in just a few days.
It's been almost a week.
Well, it's kind of hard to keep track of time when you're...
Yes, but there are those that knew that this attack was coming. And they must
Yes.
have come out of the woodwork like horrible worms to writhe amongst the filth and chaos and destruction. He pats one of the kids on the head. he's like not sure what to make of it.
If Fi's kind of just doodling in whatever, like gruel or whatever. Just,
Yep.
if you look at the damage, everything around us, everything around the jumble is destroyed. Everything. It's, I mean, not completely. Your house might still be there, but there's significant amounts of damage to things that aren't that market. And it's all kind of around it.
You're saying it's possibly spared.
It might possibly be spared. It could be random. The kind of demons are kind of known for not actually having reasons for doing some of the things they do.
One of the old men in the library says, "Yes, he is correct. One of the advantages that Crusaders have had against the demon kind is that while they do gather in large hordes for a particular juicy target, they do disperse quite easily, and discipline amongst their ranks has always been the reason why crusades have succeeded." Bortha, you think the Fourth Crusade has succeeded?
The Fourth Crusade has time to succeed. It is not done yet.
Right. What else do you know about the
I know
jumbles,
a
little
losing
one?
venture when I see one, says Bortha. The Fourth Crusade is done.
Perhaps it is our fault for not reinforcing the warm bloods as much as we should have.
The Fourth Crusade cannot be done. I've only just arrived, says Icon.
Too
My arm
much
is still good.
responsibility.
My arm is still good. I can still throw these slings. It's not over yet. Let's find out what we can about the market, and then head over. What do you think?
It might be true that the solution to our problem here lies further in, but we need to make certain that we have homes to go to when we go into the abyss. Yes?
There are other parts of the city. Besides, it sounds like we would have to do battle if we went into the jumbo market. And he glances over at like the old men, the children, the woman, Irrational.
Yeah. It's kind of not good, really.
We need to find sanctuary, a safe place. There's got to be some holy place that hasn't been touched, or a fortification, perhaps.
The demons targeted priests. The demons targeted churches. We must go to that arcane tower that they did not see. That is where destiny lies. We have been shown the way. I have been shown the way, and you may follow if you wish.
What do you mean there's a wizard's tower? Which one? Where?
The Tower Indivisible? Were you sleeping or something when I...
It's quite possible. My arm was hurting quite a bit.
What it was previously discussed? They tried to make living spells there, and some ornery fireballs and clouds that just keep on misting.
So not everyone like levitated up to have a clear look, but there is a tower. If you go back to the map, Ahmed, the place where the whale struck,
yeah,
is over here. And when it struck something, it almost got pulled into it. An invisible tower sort of briefly appeared, and now is kind of like flickering with electrical magic, like it's malfunctioning and kind of becoming visible as it's going. One person remarked, maybe that's the reason why the neighborhood is called Dead Birds.
It's a good name for a region. I'm thinking of the stupid Windex commercials with
Right.
the 90s. Oh, I miss you. So we cannot take... It will be difficult to move the wounded through the ravine.
Okay, so this ravine, you haven't really explored it too yet, but Gierik's manor, if it still stands, is just over here.
What about this Nasirian manor? Is that completely destroyed, right?
The Nasirian manor you haven't looked at, but it looks like it's on the other side of a section of the wall that is destroyed. You'd have to go and look much closer. The Nasirian manor is one of the places that's listed in that document you found.
Yeah, we're supposed to go there.
Okay. All right, fine. And just so I get an understanding, what is this right here? Is this just like rubble that we can climb through?
It is it's rubble. You haven't actually approached the rubble to have a look in to see what's at the bottom.
Okay,
but these ravines were not there before.
And what about this black stuff here?
Also,
we don't know.
Pits, ravines.
Okay, let's go.
Scars in the land, openings.
It's been a little bit. Could you because I made the checks before? Could you unmask the locate just the dots so these things will show up? Or labels on the two
map.
locations?
I think it's
no, but I can
though.
point them out because you don't know whether things are destroyed or not. So Tower. Gierik's manor is here.
Yep.
House Wittershins, where Otis lives, where he says he has a family, is up here.
Mm-hmm.
The Tower of Strahd is here.
Okay.
Topaz Solutions is to the north of that.
Okay.
Cathedral St. Clydewell is over here, where you guys kind of disappeared in...
Yeah, it was probably not there anymore.
Yep. And then Seldar House is over here.
Right. So it looks like we kind of want to loop around the outside.
That's fine. All right.
Round the outside, round the outside.
Yeah. It's like an Eminem song.
Yes.
In the morning, I will scout the path with Eldon. See if we can cross the ravine.
Okay.
Right.
Are you guys setting a watch that evening?
I do need to rest. I have a strength damage.
We're
give me a... let's see how many of you there are. I guess Airvashnil's not on watch.
I'm gonna see what my perception is.
He's
I
on
might be
listen.
able to help.
Let's see which PC is on watch or which NPC. Give me 2d6.
9 or 6 and 3, depending on how you're counting.
Both of my guys are doing they're not together. I have an 8
Okay.
and a 9 in, so split them up. They're pretty good.
All right, it's it's Hadrian and Lan that are on watch when something happens.
Cap.
Hadrian
Good
and
choice.
Lan
It's good to be on watch because
are in the middle of the night. It's actually closer to dawn. You could see a strange red glow in the eastern sky.
Okay. Going to conversation.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me perception checks to see if you notice something.
I will pull up Hadrian.
Are we in the library?
You guys are still in the library. Yeah, you guys are kind of like
yeah,
peeking out of the
okay.
doors of the library. Just down the street from the library, you could actually see the brewery. So you guys have been keeping a really close eye on the brewery, St. Boster's Brewery.
All right, so
14. Did not roll especially well, but I do have dark vision.
31 with dark vision.
Good boy.
This is Hadrian.
Also, yeah, Ventarin has blind sense. I don't know how that interacts while sleeping.
Interesting. Constantly being woken up.
Damn flies.
You probably need to be awake. It might help. It might help you make perception checks sooner. Look there, the southern towers. Do you see it?
Okay, +4.
Yep.
28.
Yeah, you see it. At first you thought it was a bird that was landing, but it's too big and it's got like a humanoid body. It's all kind of hunched over. Oh shit, there's two of them. And they it looks like you didn't see where they flew from, but they're now wandering around the edge of the tower, spreading their wings, and you can see all sorts of filth coming out of underneath their wings. All over the top of the tower.
Knowledge,
Planes?
Ooh.
Planes, yep.
Planes?
These
Knowledge
two
around character.
vulture-like humanoids.
Dungeoneering's all I've got.
No. Two vulture-like humanoids seem to be spraying stuff all over the top of the tower.
Which
So-
tower is this? Is this the Wizard's Tower?
The vine-covered towers of butchery.
Okay, he doesn't quite. I don't think he's.
Sorry,
at the
I don't
level-
know. I don't know which ones you're talking about.
So
which
you guys are in the
tower.
library. You're looking out at
Yeah.
St. Boster's Brewery because there's a couple of demons there.
26 for Hadrian.
Those are the Vrox. They didn't leave. I think they just teleported, he says, like it's not a usual word that he uses. Look at them. They're spraying the tower and the gate. And then these two Vrox, after
With
spraying the
what?
tower and the gate, just start spraying buildings around the gate. They land on top of buildings and they kind of like... It's this weird pollen that they're spreading.
What are they dropping?
Remember
What is
vi-
that?
Remember those vines that attacked Phi's hand?
Yeah.
Sickness.
Shit. Hope they don't come by this way.
Okay, they spray a bunch of buildings. They actually land in a building way the hell over here. You thought you heard a scream. And then nothing. The nothing happens for a while as you guys are sitting there wide-eyed with terror looking at these horrible demons.
We shouldn't fight these things.
No, they're beyond us. We need weapons to fight demons like that. Remember,
Is there any light around the camp?
holy
inside?
water. Well, there's like low burning lanterns and that sort of thing. You guys are like looking outside the cracks of the
Right. Okay.
of the door.
Okay. Just observe them.
It seems to be quiet in the brewery. Do demons sleep?
Hell, I don't know. I don't want to find out. Those things are. They sound like they're worse than the Vrox, though. They'll just ignore them and move away. Keep distance.
Why do they linger? He's got his gun in his hand. He's like pissed off, grinding.
Yeah, I've got my spear. Like I'm leaning against like on the spear. Like.
No, we can't stay here. We'll eventually be discovered.
We're gonna have to move. As promised, return those folks to their homes. Unfortunately, I'm fearing we're gonna have to collect whoever, if anyone is alive, and keep moving with them.
I don't think
But if you think...
I don't think a paladin in heavy armor should be the one who should be scouting the ravine.
I don't know how good he is at his job. He seems competent or confident. Can't really tell the difference.
Can you hide?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
He looks at him with his gives him like a look with his the reptilian side of his face.
Can you slip out in that back door, climb up the rubble, and see if there's a way down?
Yeah, I can do that.
Quietly, he says.
All right.
Yeah, he sits and continues to watch the front door.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. So we are.
The paladin
The
had already
library?
forced open this back door, and there's a bunch of rubble,
Yeah.
but you can kind of see the sky, so you can climb up along the rubble if you want of the back. of the
Yeah. So
library.
there's lots of places for. We're right there.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's no problem. So we'll see the climb check. Do we need a climb check or is this?
Well, climbing up on the rubble, no. I need a stealth check though, to see if you wake up any
Okay.
of the people in the librarium as you're sneaking around.
Yeah, I wake people up.
Yeah, you climb up on the rocks, sending some of the rocks the loose rocks tumbling down, and there are people now waking up. It's not only morning, but rocks tumbling down. It's like, oh, Adrian just
What
puts
is
out his
that?
hand down like it's okay. And he's actually telling people to be quiet as he's looking at something outside the window. Like he's acting like there's something there.
And if we were to leave the library, we'd leave from an area that they could see us.
Yep.
Right.
You walked around St. Boster's Brewery and then kind of attacked the library from the side.
Okay,
It's
so
this,
let's.
it's this big red kind of broken building.
So I'll continue and see if I can take a look.
Fi will take a look out the doorway.
Okay, you could see Lan starting to like climb amongst the rocks and climb
No,
out.
I want to see what Hadrian's looking at.
He's looking at the brewery. You can't quite see the pile of corpses in front of the brewery. You don't know what he's looking at. He's looking in that general direction, but he looks really on edge. He shifts
really-
slightly.
It's really early in the morning, and I still have a headache.
Prepare your spells, wizard. We've got a busy day ahead of us.
Okay.
Take your word for it, crazy man.
All right. Fair enough. He gives a little mock salute.
He wasn't interested in your headache.
I still have strength damage as part of what's being.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not your fucking healer. He doesn't fucking care.
Nope. I think if he was our healer, he'd be the type of healer that, like, does it hurt? No? Okay, it has to be tighter.
You can still move. like only fucking healing you and making fun of you because you're too weak.
Oh, look, I could prepare a magic missile. Yeah, fat chance.
Oh, you also have access to what's his name's Eravashniel's spellbook.
Eravashniel's spellbook.
His character sheet is under NPCs.
Blind NPCs.
The survivors?
Survivors, yep.
So he's got everything that he's got prepared in his spellbook, obviously.
Yep. Survivors.
But he can't relearn or re-prepare spells, right?
Yeah, the things I crossed out are the extra spells. He's got True Strike and Grease.
Does he have...
That's the only spellbook that he had that remained. Plus all cantrips, we'll say. Plus
all cantrips?
All
Okay.
standard cantrips.
So he had Acid Arrow, Levitate, Resist Energy, and Summon Monster 2. Okay.
Heroism, Magic Circle Against Evil.
I can't cast thirds yet. Keyword is yet. I think it's been working so far, so...
Give me a Knowledge Arcana, because there are some weird things that are not spells in his spellbook.
What have you been researching? I roll poopy. 18.
Okay. He's got some strange specialties that are not just that are not kind of standard. And let me describe one of the powers that Eravashniel has. Oh, I need a book to do this.
He's a conjurer.
Apparently he can ready an action to use a summoning spell or spell-like ability as a counter spell.
Really?
He can dispel.
No, he can counterspell with summons.
Yeah, so he can just basically dispel summons.
No, he can
Or
dispel
a
anything.
Counter a summons.
Could he counter anything with a summons?
No, he counters other summon monsters. Usually you
Okay.
can't counter because summon monsters a full round action.
Right.
Yeah, usually the counter is you punch him in the face while he's standing there doing his dance.
When used in this way, the summon monster spell is treated as though quickened to swift action via the quicken spell metamagic feat, though its level is not increased. When used to counterspell, a summon monster spell can counter any conjuration, summoning spell, or spell-like ability of its level or lower, including an outsider's summon ability.
He'll eventually be able to stop them from summoning their hoogajugas. But right now, I think everything we've seen that can summon is summoning stuff that's more than third, I think. Do I think? What do I think? So far, everything we've seen that summoned were any of them of like third circle?
The Dretch's summoning was really low level.
Cool. Can you teach others how to do this?
You don't know exactly. Ah, yes, I forgot that was in there. He says.
This thing it's on page 42, but it's kind of shoved in there.
I don't think that you're ready yet. You must first be able to master the spell Magic Circle Against Evil.
I cast a very good protection from evil. You are so protected from the evil things.
He smiles like you haven't unlocked third circles is kind of what he's saying. But
don't look at me. You sound like my mother.
normally it would require an interview from the chief librarian of the Broken Black Wing. If he still lives, I would make sure that that interview happens. If he does not, well...
Then you're the chief. I'm currently shrugging. This place looks like it smells. It's very unfortunate. But we could build it bigger and then find some way to get the books out of the past, bring them to the future.
Not sure that's the kind of magic that I'm familiar with, he says.
Neither am I, to be perfectly blunt, but somebody has to have it. We just need to create it.
Wishes aside, he says, this path is an excellent one for facing our foe. Here on this world and across many.
We need a better weapon. So far, swords and spirit doesn't really go very far. So, better weapons we shall find.
Hadrian wanders over as somebody else is taking over watch. Prepare your spells.
I'm reading.
As he doesn't like when you wander into dangerous territories of thought, you know, like
think lawfully.
Faith isn't enough, you know, that sort of thing. No, it is.
That was. Guess what, buddy boy?
Right. Okay. So Lan, give me a climb check and then another stealth.
Okay. Laninsky is going to do that just now. So, Kalimba. Oops. 1d20. Plus that, 26 for climb. And for stealth, 21.
Okay. And then a perception or a survival check, whichever one, unless you've got some other skill. Basically, you're looking for a good way to climb down. A climb? Like climb
They're
to
both,
kind of assess
they're both
the...
at the same level.
Okay.
So
What are your favorite terrains? Oh, you're not a ranger. Okay.
No, it's a different guy. 14. 14 knows perception.
Okay. You do see that if you climb out, you're on the map, right? I'm watching.
Yep.
If you climb out and kind of climb where there's free of rubble, there might be a way to climb down and then sort of walk down through this. This actually isn't a rift that goes into the Undercity. It's just like a big rent in the ground where there's lots of rubble and stuff. You can climb up through here, and then close to where this road ends, there's enough of remaining infrastructure that you can kind of hop up towards that road. And then you're staring at this very large building. The building looks like it was partially burned. For some reason, it looks like every one of the windows was blown out, and there's blackened area around each of the windows in the front door, but the whole structure didn't burn. Like maybe the fire was too hot, or it was put out maybe right away. But it looks like everything inside the building was completely scorched, like flash scorched almost. And it's quiet. You don't see anything moving in the structure. You do see some books that are flapping in the wind.
Yeah, it's great.
Give me a survival check.
$17.
You don't like the look of the clouds. Remember when I described the big maelstrom? The maelstrom had slowly begun to move off towards the south. Well, before the maelstrom, the center of which was above the city, now the edge of the maelstrom is about to be over the center of the city, and you can see that wind is starting to pick up, and it looks like you're kind of like there's a storm coming.
How soon before it comes?
Probably this day.
Okay, so we should be able to get across here. This will take us like, what, 2 hours maybe?
Yeah, you're looking at high
this.
winds and lots of debris flying around.
Okay, so, but that hasn't happened yet. It will happen within today, like a few hours.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. I'll come back. Have we rested 8 hours yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a way for us to go out through the top and around north and into that weird valley. If we cross over to the other side, might be able to move up along north.
But actually, Marty, the question is, why would I want to move? Why would I want to go here? I was thinking
This ring of the city loops around.
Oh, there's a way to. Okay, so you can loop around and come back in.
If you look at before Terran's down,
You can see
Yeah.
what we're... It's a big ring. There's no more major
you guys are kind of
fortifications.
around here, and there's a big loop that loops all the way around. Like you're in the lowest tier of the city.
Yeah, so there's something destroyed here that we can just walk through.
We're trying to get
that
somewhere.
and there are gates that
We're trying to get over here somewhere. Oh, depending on who you are.
We're
There's
trying to
different
get
people with
over
different
here.
goals.
Yep.
There's basically we're doing a rings, like we're gonna go around like that.
Right. That's the guy's house.
That's the guy's house if it still stands.
Oh, I thought it was on the inside.
No,
yeah,
on the
sorry.
inside
The
is the place
tower.
we have to search for evidence of cultists.
Right.
and
Okay, and
heresy.
we're over here somewhere, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, never mind. Yeah. Makes sense.
We should be able to cross that weird ravine and then move up that road.
This black thing appears to be a much deeper part of the ravine, and it looks like water and filth is all starting to collect in that area.
I wouldn't go swimming in that black stuff either. It's not pretty.
Not pretty.
Can the children
Weird.
climb? Says Grace.
They won't need to. We'll carry them.
Who's saying this?
Fine. And by me, I mean one of the strong ones, with a spell on them to make them move up and down like an elevator.
Still some rope. Rope won't be a bad idea. Just looking at the equipment. You do have 50-foot hemp rope. He tosses the rope to Otis.
So,
he says,
Lan
"Adrian,
has rope.
start tying knots into this every foot or so."
Eldon has rope.
Sure, boss.
How deep is
Will
the ravine?
He knots
Will,
he knots a 40
Kruger?
foot. He knots a 50-foot rope, which turns it into a 40-foot rope.
Will Kruger be able to jump down?
Kruger would likely need to be carried. Kruger can also be carried with the spell.
Yes. I can carry him, Eldon.
Kruger will be able to probably jump up on the other side, but climbing down this side, you know.
It'd be rough for a dog.
Yep.
All right.
Can help him come down. Help him come down, that's fine.
All right.
I wish
Thanks.
to remain here, says Eravashniel.
Are you sure?
You have no food here,
We must salvage what we can from the library.
and you have no food.
The library's destroyed, says Adrian.
There's nothing here for you. You should move. Look at the proximity you are to the demons.
Otis
I
is
don't know
like
what
wincing at the look. Like, come on, guys. You can't see.
Oh, right.
Eravashniel being the blind.
He's looking at the group of the
Yep.
of the like the men and with them, right? Like
How many tomes do they have? Like, in terms of weight, still here?
2,000 pounds.
So, Uker picks up
Uku's not in this campaign, shut up.
a table.
He's in a few worlds away. If you guys figured out, you know, the Ring of the Gods sooner, you might actually be on this adventure.
We could have, but it's
Always-
scary. There was an eyeball in it, so we ran away.
seriously, you're chumps.
That's funny.
This was a module series that I was kicking around at the beginning of that campaign too. I'm like, is this?
So
When did the timeline sync? That's the question. But
Yep. Give me a second. Yeah, see, I can only do that for 20 minutes. Because I can pick up the
Booker and
books.
let me fly in. Look at these chumps and come and save the day.
They come in, they kill a couple of demons, and they fuck off.
Oh, shit. Who are those guys? Wait, and you're flying boat of awesome.
Booker leaves an obnoxiously large stone in the middle of the road.
If you can move this, come see me here.
Exactly.
There's a potion and a note underneath it.
There's a wish scroll and a note underneath it.
Yep. Yeah. So, how long will it take for us to get to our intended destination?
Not long. Depends how much rubble's in the way. This is Adrian.
20 minutes?
Yeah, like half an hour. Plus,
What is our intended destination?
I thought we were going to Gierik's Manor and then House Widdershins.
So we can get there in 20 minutes.
Gierik's Manor. Sure, within an hour.
But we have to cross that ravine. It will take time.
Is there a table?
Yeah. A small
Okay.
table where there's some books piled on it.
There's also a problem. There's a storm that's coming.
I takes the table,
Sorry.
or goes to the table, and then it looks heavy. If we turn this upside down and use it like a basket to fill with books, we could take the library with us.
The wind will blow the books right out. Right out.
That's why we should go quickly.
I suggest burying the books. There's no time to bring them.
But there's time to bury them.
Just throw some rubble on top.
This is my suggestion. We take the books. He starts to move the books off the desk.
How big is the table?
It's like a 6 foot long, 3 foot wide table.
Okay.
It's sturdy.
Big fellow, sovereign man, come over here. Oh, it's just this perplexed look. You too, you look like a young strapping lad. Come and flip this table over for me.
You expect us to carry that table down and up
No,
again?
I'm going to carry the table. I just need it to be full. We can put the children on it too, and they can ride like it's a sleigh. It's the sleigh of knowledge. Whee!
I see. We turn the table into a basket.
Yes. And then I levitate it.
Why did we take some of the shelves from the and turn them into sides so that the table turns into a big bucket?
There we go. See? Somebody wants to play along. Thank you. Lovely beard, by the way.
All right, so the old men start taking books down. Aravashniel suggests that they triage the books. What do you mean by that? Oh, you know what he means by it. This book, useless. And he tosses it across the room. And there's like a shock from all the men that one of the librarians tossed a book. Oh, come now. It can be summarized in 3 phrases. They all nod and they begin triaging.
All right. Okay. So,
some of the men are actually carrying a couple of their favorite books. Eravashnil, he allows somebody to pack his spell book into his backpack. I certainly hope you know what you're doing, is what he says to Fi.
I most certainly have a good idea that this will work.
Eldon comes up to you. Eldon comes up to you. The moment that slows us down, we're leaving it. Not risking the kids or anyone's lives here for a few books.
I don't
No matter how
know
important they are.
if you should be the one describing about slowing anybody down. Stomping along with your tiny little legs.
Look, see you.
Your heavy armor.
Says Neenah. Neenah scolding you for making fun of the halfling.
Fi's now trying to talk to his own forehead, like, Come on, he's asking.
He just turns
for it.
away. He turns away, looks at the
Leave
group.
books behind.
I'm not helping this idiot.
Okay, so Eldon's pouting by the front door, keeping watch for demons. The children even help kind of pick up the books, and the old men organize the books into a manageable pile of about 1,000 pounds of books. They're leaving a lot behind, but they seem to have.
They got the good ones.
They have a few hushed arguments over the importance of particular books, and they end up having a maybe pile, and then they take.
Len offers to help bury a couple of books by just says
The ones you don't need, you can put over there.
like next to a pile. He'll just move rocks on top of,
Not
so
a
they're
bad
kind
idea.
of hidden.
Maybe the maybes we should pack into the place where we stole the spell books. And they agree, and then the place where they pulled out Eravashnil's spellbook, the secret compartment, they stash a bunch of the maybe books into there. Lots of prayers are made. Now you have this table. Give me a craft check, whoever was leading the craft carpentry of building or basket weaving or some sort of craft check. Basically, you took slats of the shelving unit and kind of worked them up and lashed them to the sides of the table or the legs of the table to create sort of a box, and that box is now burgeoned with 1,000 pounds of books.
Do I get aids from all the dudes?
No, these are old men. They are, int checks. Okay.
They seem like a good group for aiding.
Yeah, 2.
Aids. Yeah. All right.
One does not hinder, but he doesn't help.
Unless somebody else does. Everybody got like a carpentry type thing? Because I'm pretty certain I can't tattoo them together.
You made fun of people that may have
15.
helped you.
Okay, 15. It's decent. You may not want to throw it around lots. Like you're kind of.
It's not the battle cart. It's
No.
the
No.
it's the float the books to the mansion basket.
Yep. Bortha's not complaining because he's looking forward to returning home today. It's almost like he thinks that returning home means he'll be safe.
He's wrong, but we're not going to
Let him. I'd like
worry
to see
about
that
that.
look on his face.
We all have
of a
those.
douche.
See, he's wrong about his hope, but I'm not wrong about mine. See, it's one of those.
Yeah, sure, pal. Yeah, you keep thinking that.
Otis actually.
And now that Fi's had that thought, he knows. So yeah.
You know, the Widdershin's house has a lot of halflings.
Hey, watch this TV. What's happening?
The Widdershin's house. This is he's speaking to Eldon Ahmed. The
Sorry?
Widdershin's house has a lot of halflings in it. There are quite a few families. You'd be welcome to weather out the storm there with us. We could use a warrior like you to look after our kind.
My friend, I hope with my heart that
Vendor
your home
standing
is safe.
in the shadows, watching.
I hope it is safe. Staying would not be an option for me. If there are evils out there, I must go and face them.
These nincompoops are more concerned about their stupid books than they are